Marty and Noah Reed with you. Pat Holmes told us we probably have to win all three this weekend to give ourselves a chance at Geico Nationals.
Yeah, if you're LaLu, don't look at the record of Oakhill. It's very deceiving. This team has improved all season long. For LaLu, they have to win this game to have a shot to get into Geico Nationals.
They kind of got things going early. Started a little bit before we were supposed to, so then they stopped it. But we're so good that we just rolled with the punches anyways, and we were ready to go. We didn't need the stoppage. We were fine.
It felt good to me. 2 stars to keep an eye on. Micah Robinson for Oakhill. Caleb Glenn for LaLu.
This is Trenton Walters, the point guard, just missed it off the heel. Pick and pop. Here's Robinson. He's swatted. Zayd Lowry, the 6'5 senior, flying in for the block.
Micah Robinson, 5 for Oakhill in the gray shirt with the yellow number. He can play the game inside out. He sprinkles in 3-point shots, and he's very good inside the paint.
A 4-star recruit, top 20 power forward in the 2024 junior class. This is Josh Holloway. Jamie Vincent skips to the corner, spot up for Dante Russo. Nancy sticks the 3.
Great post feed. Post player recognized the double. Automatic swing to the other corner, knockdown 3. Great way to start if you're Oakhill.
From New Zealand, he's been playing professional basketball over in New Zealand since he was 16 years old. Gus Yalden with the pump fake. Jamie Vincent the block, and Micah Robinson was there for it, but he lost it on the baseline, out of bounds. An argument about the shot clock, and since the ball was never possessed by Robinson, shot clock's at 10 for LaLu. Walters off the ball screen from Yalden. Caleb Glenn, the Louisville commit, in and out on the 3.
Caleb Glenn has that ability with his feet set to knock down the open 3. An outstanding rebounder as well, number 1 in the blue.
Robinson driving him to the basket. Pretty finish with the reverse.
Micah Robinson stands at about 6'6", but he is chiseled when it comes to his physical ability. He's got nice skill, mobility, and he's got power when he gets into the paint.
Tybo Bailey, first time you and I are seeing him in about 2 months after an injury. Lowry swirls out on the 3. Look at the Axe starting lineup. Smell irresistible all day for this Oakhill team. This is Josh Holloway leading score, and he connects on the fadeaway jumper. Such a smooth game, Josh Holloway. Little miscommunication. Yalden threw it over the top. Bailey was coming underneath, and it's a LaLu turnover.
Gus, big Gus Yalden. And he is big, but he is skilled, smart, and tough.
Steal for Glenn. Running on the break. Took the contact, and Caleb Glenn has 2 free throws coming up.
See Caleb Glenn, very good straight line driver. Russo Nance comes into the pitcher to try to cut him off. He had the steam, he had the straight line opening. He's going to be a welcome addition and a much needed addition for Louisville. They need guys, first of all, that are just going to play with some energy, and guys that are going to give effort all game long, and guys that are going to play with a togetherness, and that's what Caleb Glenn will bring. They also have Curtis Williams coming out of Michigan. These two are a pair of ESPN top 100 prospects. I think they'll help Kenny Payne build the program at Louisville.
Josh Holloway with a couple offensive rebounds on his own misses. And a body foul called against Tybo Bailey.
Foul on the fourth. Tybo Bailey plays the foul.
Oakhill winless in the NIBC this season. They've jumped out to a 7-2 lead. Oh, stolen by Zaid Lowry. And the dunk in transition. Hurt his wrist on the dunk.
And he got up there, didn't he? As he got closer to the rim, his elevation got higher. Number 5 in the Blues headed to Marquette to play for Shaka Smart.
That was a job Shaka Smart did this year.
He's candidate for Coach of the Year with Jerome Tang in my mind.
Holloway pulling up from the mid-range, left it short, offensive rebound. Robinson kicks. Holloway got the three.
Josh Holloway, young man committed to Samford. It's going to be a welcome addition. I also like Kelvin Sampson.
Yeah.
For Coach of the Year. Number 2 team in the country. They've been number 1. You can also say Nate Oates, but they were projected to be a high placed team this season. Matt Painter, I think he was in the running until they lost a few games, especially to Indiana. That hurts. It's hard to be Coach of the Year if you lose to Indiana.
Bailey for three.
Pat Holmes told us we need his offense.
They missed him for about 8 weeks with a wrist injury and got him back in there. And ever since then, he said, we've been a different team.
Tybo Bailey, he is from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and Steve Forbes, the head coach of Wake Forest, is in the house.
Walters splits the double team. Bailey hopping into the paint, can't scoop it in. Here's Dante Russo-Nance. He's called for an offensive foul. Oakhill jumping out to a 3-point lead, looking for their first win of the year in the NIBC.
Tybo Bailey spotting up and knocking it down from the outside for the Lakers.
At Chipotle, our garlic guajillo recipe brings a whole new dimension to steak. Our most tender cuts, hand-seasoned and grilled fresh, mixed with garlic and guajillo peppers, finished with fresh lime and cilantro. All new garlic guajillo steak. It's a whole new dimension of flavor.
You want to make yourself and your body happy? Eat this.
Yeah.
Like the cilantro with the onion and the jalapeno and like the tomato. You put that in your mouth and like your taste buds go crazy.
I like crazy.
Oh, I love it.
At Chipotle.
This presentation of the Axe NIBC series is presented by Axe. Smell irresistible all day. And by Geico. Switch today and see all the ways you can save. Well, about 3 minutes left in the first quarter. A 3-point lead for Oakhill on LaLu in our final game of day 1 today.
Josh Holloway has come out hot for Oakhill. He's got 5 early points. Young man just committed to Samford a couple of weeks ago in the Southern Conference. Russo-Nance has given them a big lift. This is a different Oakhill team than, let's say, back in November, December. And you could say that about a lot of teams, that they've gotten better or worse, but this team has gotten, in my mind, dramatically better. They don't have any wins in the NIBC, but those wins are hard to get. You're playing IMG, Sunrise, Montverde, LaLu. It's going to be hard to get wins, and this team is starting to gel right now. They had a couple of guys early in the season transfer out. I think they got better by subtraction, and I like the way they're playing right now.
Here's Glenn in the center of that zone, lost it.
He was wide open.
Yalden skips, extra pass into the corner. Yolden, 5 on the shot clock. Yolden with a pretty move underneath.
Well, they sent a second defender down. Didn't seem to bother Big Gus. He takes his time. He knows where he wants to go. He carves out space. He's got really good footwork and tremendous hands at 6'9".
Yeah, going to play for Great Guard next year, Wisconsin.
That is just perfect.
Lowry the steal. He's had a couple steals that have led to transition buckets, and now he's got a three-point play.
Zayd Lowry has a great frame. He's 6'5", 190 pounds. He's smooth. He's got straight line speed, athleticism, and he understands how to play both ends of the floor. A lot of young players. He's got a 4-star grade next to his name. You know, they only play one end of the court. It's either offense or defense, and they're not very good on the other side. I think Lowry is a very good two-way player.
You had mentioned just a little bit ago he's committed to Marquette. He just took his official visit there last week, and Pat Holmes said since he came back the last week of practice has been his best week of the year. They challenged him at Marquette, hey, finish your high school season strong, and you can tell he wants to.
And he played football before he played basketball, and you can see his toughness.
Catch and shoot on the three. This is Elijah Mitchell, missed everything. Pick and pop for Yolden. Drills the three.
I mean, you look at him and you say, hey, he's not a shooter. Yeah, don't judge the book by the cover. He's got an excellent outside shot.
42% from three this season. He's been phenomenal. And they love him playing out on the perimeter. A lot of times you don't like when your big guy steps out. That's where Pat Holmes wants him.
I would want him shooting threes as much as possible and passing the ball.
Caden Magwood picks the pocket of Bailey and gets a fast break layup.
Magwood is a very good young player for Oakhill. Young man has a bright future. I thought he's had a terrific season.
Murray whips it back out. Yolden. He's been so aggressive in this first quarter.
You know, he's smart. He knows he's not going to blow by you at speed, but what he does is gives you a shot fake, gets you out of position, then he puts it on the deck. And he's quick to pick it up and give it up to his teammates.
Oh, I guess they're saying it's on the floor. I thought they called it with him going up to shoot, but instead LaLu inbounds it.
Yeah, Big Gus played hockey before basketball. I'd like to see what he looks like on skates.
How would you like to take a hit from that guy?
Oh, if he body checks you, it hurts.
Holloway, driving kick. Mitchell spins out, and shot clock turned off. LaLu, the three-point lead, can save for the final shot of the quarter.
And that's been a weakness for Oakhill most of the season, the outside shot.
Shooting at just 32% this year. It's Isaiah Henderson. Murray off the ball screen with 4 in the quarter. Glenn with 1. Can't bank it in, and Yolden's putback doesn't go in time. LaLu with a great finish to the quarter, taking a 3-point lead over Oakhill. 8 minutes into it, here from Davis Fieldhouse in Greenville, South Carolina. Oakhill jumped out to a big first quarter lead, but LaLu, the strong finish, Paul, and the Lakers taking a 3-point lead into the second quarter.
Well, Pat Holmes' team is always going to guard, so they had to settle down in this game defensively. Then their offense started to gel. Gus Yalden scoring, Zay Lowry. This team plays with great cohesiveness. And with Tybo Bailey back for Pat Holmes, it gives them another weapon. It's hard to key on one guy, truthfully, if you play against LaLu.
They're not deep. They only have a rotation of about 6 or 7 guys.
But 3 or 4 of their starters can all score.
Yeah.
Like Caleb Glenn.
Oh, man, what a finish from Caleb Glenn, absorbing the contact.
I mean, that was a hard, straight-line drive by Caleb Glenn. And he is heavy right-handed, but he gets in. He carries the contact with him to the basket. Never loses concentration or focus. A terrific finish. I mean, just his body alone and his energy level and his concentration is going to help Louisville next year. Skill level has to get better. It's pretty good inside of 15, 17 feet. Not afraid to play his role. Louisville needs a lot next year. They have to get some new acquisitions through the portal. But they need a point guard more than anything.
Caleb Glenn, after the 3-point play, now has the rebound. 14-2 run for LaLu ever since they were down 6 early to start. Pick and roll. Here's Yalden. Saved it in, but threw it away. Chased down by Magwood. And a hand check called on Danny Murray.
Yeah, Magwood has some really good speed. 3 in the gray. Just a sophomore. He gives Oakhill a spark. He's a good ball handler, good transition finisher, and he can make the open shot.
The top 25 shooting guard in the sophomore class has some low major offers right now. Coastal Carolina, SEMO, Western Kentucky. It's still just an underclassman.
I'll tell you what, you're getting Division I offers as a sophomore.
Big time.
That's great.
Great drive to the basket, but couldn't finish. Cleanup is there for Jamie Vincent, the 6'10 junior.
And let me say, if you're getting any offers by any level of college as a sophomore, you're doing something really well. See, I love the way they put Gus at the top of the key. Shooter, dribble handoff guy, passer. Look at that pass.
Nearly a 360 layup for Walters.
These guys must be practicing 360s because Elijah Crawford from Legacy was just, he was just unbelievable with that 360 layup. You see now Gus inside, so they play him inside and out. Double threat.
He's got it in the post now. Double team comes down and Holloway to steal. Walters called for the foul in the backcourt.
Now, Gus will get the turnover for that, but nobody told him that Holloway was coming. And he came all the way from the weak side. Holloway has really good defensive instincts. He runs the show for Oakhill. He's an extension of Coach Stoneman. Smart player. He gets the team in offense.
Got speed, too, to blow by the defender, fouling the drive.
Yeah, he's got a little burst.
Yeah. Headed to Samford next year. Committed in season.
They play in the Southern Conference. Wofford. Some really good schools. Mercer. East Tennessee State.
That tournament started today, by the way.
Yeah, the Big South has started as well.
You've got the title game on Sunday, don't you? As Dante Russo Nance hits the 3.
Today's the quarterfinals. Matt Schick and I have the championship game Sunday at 1 p.m. on ESPN2. It's so exciting at Champ Week. I mean, it feels like March Madness right now with the NIBC. Every game's so important.
Lowry, deep 3. Got it.
Look at that. Oh, he almost picked it off.
Extra pass to Magwood. The blow-by of the defender. And it stays with Oakhill. Last touch by Lowry.
Watch the range by Zayden Lowry. I mean, he is 3 to 4 feet behind the three-point line. Caught it, went up in one motion. He had good shot preparation. That means he was ready to shoot it when he caught it. He didn't have to get ready. He was ready.
Magwood, hand in his face. Robinson flips it in and one.
That's his game, Micah Robinson. The straight line drive. He's physically imposing. Look at this, head is up, he sees the gap. By the time Caleb Glenn even recovers, it's too late. I mean, once he puts his mind to it, he's going to the hole, he's going to create contact. And I'll tell you what, defenders bounce off of him. He is so strong. His shoulders are so wide.
Recently took visits to Cal and TCU, but he's got all kinds of high major interest and offers as just a junior.
Yeah, I think he's going to have to play a small ball 4.
Oh, Caleb Glenn.
Yeah, very similar to Caleb Glenn. In fact, I think Micah Robinson's a better shooter than Caleb Glenn. I think Caleb Glenn is just more polished in terms of productivity right now. Look at that take. Both of those guys are physically imposing small ball 4 men.
Pat Holmes told us that Caleb Glenn has just been so aggressive lately. He's getting downhill, he's driving to the basket, and he's trying to dunk on everybody. He said he's just turned a corner over the last month or so.
You know what I love about him? He plays to the strength of his game. Rebounding, driving, transition offense.
He's really good on this end of the floor, too.
Yeah, I think he could be a stud defender for Kenny Payne. I mean, he can cover a 3 and absolutely cover a 4.
Oh, got the bounce from Micah Robinson.
What a matchup between these two guys. I mean, strong, skilled, and tough.
Russo Nance tipped it away.
I like him. I think he's going to be a terrific guy next year at Oakhill.
Holloway rejects the ball screen. Pick and roll. Drayton Jones off the window.
Holloway with the dime. Right off that pick and roll. Beautiful pocket pass. And now he is pressuring Tybo Bailey.
Lowry, step back 3, cans it.
Everything going right for Shaka Smart this year, huh? Lowry's playing great. His team is top 10 in the nation.
Lowry, another steal. Here goes Zayd Lowry, and he's blocked and fouled by Josh Holloway.
I'll tell you what, that was a strong take by Lowry. And Holloway with a strong chase down. Kyle Lowry. I'm not Kyle, I'm sorry, Zayd, but he's playing like Kyle. Little step back. Splash.
At Chipotle, our garlic guajillo recipe brings a whole new dimension to steak. Our most tender cuts, hand-seasoned and grilled fresh, mixed with garlic and guajillo peppers, finished with fresh lime and cilantro. All new garlic guajillo steak. It's a whole new dimension of flavor.
The chicken always seems to be a big favorite. People love it.
You're not pulling it out of a box. You're making food.
Yeah, I like being able to put pride in my food and pride in my work. You get to walk right in. You see me making your chicken. This is going to be in your bowl.
This is it.
This is it. This is it.
Take a look at our Chipotle player spotlight. Real food for real athletes. We're talking about the Marquette commit, Zayd Lowry, who's had a fantastic start tonight. Can we break down this Chipotle order? I think this is most similar with what I ordered from Chipotle.
Yeah, it's a balanced order. Great decisions. He's got the green salsa. He's got the guac. He got the plus sign on that. So he makes great decisions on where he's going to go to school, Marquette. And he makes great decisions when he goes to Chipotle. This is a smart young guy.
Top 40 shooting guard in the class of 2023 this year. He's had a phenomenal year. Leads the team in assists. One of 4 guys just in double figures for this LaLu team has been so balanced.
And when you watch his jump shot, I mean, it's almost pure, right? He catches it on balance. His eyes are up. Follow through is great. Everything about his jump shot mechanically looks very sound. And he shoots it with great offensive confidence.
he had some Division I football interest too, and when you look at his body, you can see, yeah, that looks like he could play some Division I football.
Where do you see him position-wise on the football field? Wide receiver, tight end?
Yeah, probably.
Could be a running back. I mean, he's got good speed.
I could see him being a cornerback, a safety. That actually, 6'5", that'd be pretty big to be. I'm going wide receiver. I'm going with the original.
Well, Shaka told him, said, look, if you come here to play basketball, I'll let you play on the football team.
Oh, good one.
That's what Tom Izzo has to do to Cohen Carr.
Right. You're going to get a call from Tom Izzo after this one.
I already did.
Stop putting things in his head.
Line 2. I missed the call. But these two teams, especially Oakhill, I mean, LaLu has been very good, I thought, this season. They've had a great schedule of games. But Oakhill has really improved.
Holloway got caught in the air. Good pass, though, to Jones. Jones can't wrestle the rebound away, but it stays with Oakhill. Last off the leg of Gus Yalton.
I mean, does Oakhill look like a team that's 0-9
No.
in the NIBC?
To kind of give you some context of just how good the NIBC is. 0-9 in NIBC play, 22-4 out of NIBC play.
Yeah, if those 9 games were anywhere else, they would probably be 8-1 in those 9 games.
Yep.
Now, they got off to a rough start. They have a new coach who's an experienced coach and an excellent coach. Coach Stoneman. Steve Smith, the longtime Oak Hill coach, 37 years, decided to go play golf a little bit more.
Lowry standing on the sideline. LaLu turns it over. We're going to talk with Steve Smith at halftime, by the way, so make sure you stick around for that. It'll be fun to talk with him.
Yeah, we're going to talk golf, NIBC, Oak Hill. Let's ask him who his favorite Oak Hill player was of all time. You think he'll tell us?
I don't think you'll get one answer.
We got to try, though. That's our job.
I mean, especially with a program like Oak Hill, you got to try. Reach-in foul. Josh Holloway was driving to the basket.
Foul on the floor. Tyler Bailey missed the foul. Sending Oak Hill to the line. Josh Holloway shooting.
Yeah, the question will be for Oak Hill, can they stay with LaLu in terms of scoring? Because if you get in droughts, LaLu is an excellent three-point shooting team, the best three-point shooting team in the NIBC.
Shooting at 41% from 3 this year is LaLu.
Oh, it's Gus Yalden, right? Zayden Lowry can certainly shoot it from the outside. Tybo Bailey's a good shooter.
Trenton Walters, the point guard, shooting 52% from 3 this year.
I mean, these guys, they spread you out. They move the ball. They take open shots, and they're so well coached by Pat Holmes. And they just play the right way. And talent that plays the right way and plays hard wins a lot of games.
They've got a 3-point lead after the 2 Josh Holloway free throws. Lowry attacks baseline right at Jones. He's called for a charge.
See, that has happened in practice at Oak Hill. Check out those ball boys. Boy, they get right to the paint quick to wipe up the wet spot. Here's the penetration. He gets beat. Weak side help comes right near the outside of the lane. You want to get outside of the lane with both feet set. Eric Stoneman, an excellent coach. He won a state championship prior to coming to Oak Hill. I mean, he and his staff have done a terrific job with this group, just grooming them over the year. And the more practice time you get, the better you become.
Lowry, lead pass to Walters. The lay-in for Trenton Walters. Magwood over the top of Glenn. Offensive rebound follow-up isn't there for Robinson on either of his 2 chances. Walters with a burst into the lane. Kick out to Yalden. Off the heel, boarded by Magwood.
You got a chance for a 2-for-1 if they want to take it. They can get 2 shots for 1 for LaLu, but they got to shoot it before 45.
Well, they're in the bonus, so they're going to get that 2-for-1.
Trent Walters. Checking out the game.
It's Caden Magwood, the sophomore, the free throw line.
So what happens here is you get a chance for 2 free throws. LaLu comes down. They got a 30-second shot clock. If they use the entire clock, Oakhill gets it back with 16 seconds. That's the idea of a 2-for-1 at the end of a half or at the end of a quarter. You know, a lot of high school teams don't recognize that or look for that. I think it's really important. You got a quick hitter you can get, and then something at the end of the quarter or half.
And both free throws bring it to 1 possession again. If LaLu wanted to get real frisky, they could try to get a 2-for-1 themselves. They're not moving at that speed right now.
No, that would be beyond frisky. Now, if I'm Oakhill, though, I would be trapping and trying to force LaLu into a quicker shot so I could have more time at the end of the quarter.
Pass stolen by Holloway. Got the one-on-one. Good finish with the left hand.
There's your second possession.
Yep.
That was just great anticipation by Josh Holloway. He was reading the eyes of the passer the entire time. Take a look at 1 in the gray. He was just looking at Bailey, waiting on it, and a smooth left-handed finish.
We talked about Zay Lowry being a football guy, but it looked like Josh Holloway was a perfect defensive back.
I mean, he was waiting. Pass was telegraphed. That means everybody knew he was going to throw that ball. You read the eyes of the passer, it can tell you where to go.
Oakhill winless in the NIBC this season, sticking with a LaLu team that has some very realistic hopes of making it to the Geico National Tournament. More than likely have to go 3-0 to make that happen, Paul, but you go 3-0 this weekend, taking on Oakhill and then a pair of top 15 teams in the country, make a really good case to get in.
Yeah, first you got to win the games and then see what other people do that are in the rankings. You can't control how other people are going to play, but you can control your effort. You can control your game plan, your preparation. Yeah. And it truly is one game at a time. I mean, if you don't get this one, you have almost no shot. You know, you can't have bad losses. You got to win the games you're supposed to, and then get a good win.
This is a good look for Lowry. He splashes in the corner 3. Holloway with 2. Has to get it up just beyond half court. And that takes us to the end of the second quarter. Perfect execution from LaLu to end the first half.
Well, they shot the ball 50% in the first half overall, 62% from 3. Defense has turned into offense. Oakhill fighting back. They've been playing some terrific transition basketball. Zay Lowry going to Marquette with the pick and the deuce. Better than 50% from the field, 62 from 3, and perfect from the free throw line.
And the start of the second half here in Davis Fieldhouse from Greenville. Final game of day 1. Got 2 more days coming up after today here this weekend, the final weekend of the regular season in the NIBC.
Yeah, for LaLu, I mean, they have the talent to win this game. I want to see who's going to be the leader for them in the second half.
Bailey blocked on the 3 by Magwood, but it falls into the hands of Yalden.
I'll tell you what, that was a quick reaction by Gus Yalden. He does not take his eye off the ball. Really smart, heady player, and then he caught it, went up quick.
A Wisconsin commit that Pat Holmes said he might be the most polished big I've coached.
Yeah, the upside for him is the offseason. He's got to get in great condition. He's got to be able to run the floor better, become more flexible, a little bit lighter. I'll tell you what, you put the skills and the mind and the toughness together, and Greg Gard has a heck of a freshman coming in next year at Wisconsin.
He had a great freshman this year, Connor Asijan. He had a great year.
Yep.
Is having a great year.
The Greg Gard loves bigs that can go outside.
The block headed the other way. This is Micah Robinson in transition. Pushed in the back, and he's got a chance at 3.
It's hard to push him off the ball. I mean, Micah Robinson is so physically strong. Watch this. There's the block. grabs it, pushes it, just beats everybody down the floor. Gorgeous finish with the left hand. I mean, he is one of the best at the straight line drive because he understands when there's a gap and when to go.
He's got all 5 for Oakhill in the first minute of this third quarter.
Yeah, so many guys force it off the bounce. And Robinson is very selective, and when he does, he's very efficient.
Bailey shut off on the baseline. Open Walters for 3. A little strong. Oakhill's got a chance to take the lead on this possession. Magwood, mid-range jumper falling away. Got the roll.
Oakhill has come out strong in the second half.
No look pass to the corner for Caleb Glenn. Louisville commit puts LaLu back on top.
He makes open and timely threes. Number 1 in the blue going to Louisville. Caleb Glenn. Doesn't shoot a lot of them, but when he does, he makes sure his feet are set, his body is squared.
Coach Pat Holmes told us he is on the gun every morning at 6 a.m. getting extra shots up.
Well, that's why he's going to be, perfect for Louisville. They need that type of work ethic, commitment. They are starting at the very bottom of the ACC. There's some talent on that roster, though, at Louisville. I still think they need a point guard. That's going to be an important position. They have a big young man coming in next year, a 7-footer. They're trying to get involved with Dennis Evans, who's a ESPN top 100 prospect, another 7-footer. It's just going to take time to rebuild it.
Bailey with a hesitation all the way to the cup. Come on now, Tybo Bailey.
He's got some shake and some shimmy. 4 in the blue. He had to squeeze that off at the rim, and he got it off just in time.
How much did they miss that guy for 8 weeks with his wrist injury?
Well, anytime you have somebody who can create their own shot and put the ball in the bucket, I mean, that's a threat at this level that you just can't find.
Magwood step back with Bailey in his face. Won't get the bounce.
I mean, you look at the starting 5 for LaLu. All 5 of these guys can shoot it or score it.
4 guys averaging double figures. Glenn off the heel. Drayton Jones chases down the rebound, but saved right into Lowry. Bailey. Glenn yawned just a little bit, too much. Holloway into the corner. Here's Magwood. Buries the 3.
Well, Holloway made that possession special. He got deep into the paint. Defense sucked in. He kicked it out. Oakhill is on fire to start the second half. Holloway with the change of speed. The spray out. 3 for Oakhill. Magwood, the sophomore.
At Chipotle, our garlic guajillo recipe brings a whole new dimension to steak. Our
What a finish to that third quarter for Oakhill. They're taking a 1-point lead into the fourth here, Paul, and chance for their first NIBC win of the season.
Well, they're playing with determination and grit. And every time you score, make a defensive stop, you get a little bit more confidence as the game goes on. We said it in the open. It's a must-win for LaLu if they want to keep their dreams and hopes alive. Get a chance at the Geico Nationals. They have to win all their games this weekend, but right now they're in the biggest game of the year, the biggest quarter.
Oh, what a shot off the window from Caden Magwood.
You know, I love guys that use the window because they understand balance and angles. So many guys just try to shoot it straight on. When you're at 45 degrees, use that backboard.
This is Walters, the point guard. Burst of speed to the basket.
Now, he's been quiet in this game, 1 for 5 overall. He's got no assist.
Glenn the rebounds. LaLu wants to slow the pace a little bit.
No, their set offenses got great spacing. They continue to play through Gus at the top. Screening action, handoffs, weak side movement, and then penetration.
Yeah, Walters is hit hard going to the basket. A couple of really good sequences for Trent Walters.
And it's hard to key on one guy because when you do, and then somebody else will beat you. You can't really double team anyone for LaLu.
All 5 of their starters, Paul, average in double figures. I mean, just perfect balance across the board.
Yeah, even in this game, you look at it, you know, Zayden Lowry has 19, Caleb Glenn 13. Gus is right behind him at 7. But I wouldn't want to leave any of these guys open if I was the opposing coach. And that's when you know you're playing a good team, is when you're scared of the opposition. Can't leave him open. Got to watch out for him. And that's what LaLu has this year. They have offensive answers.
Yeah, that was something they were lacking a little bit when Tybo Bailey was out with his wrist injury, too.
Right, just his presence on the court. You know, 2 for 7 in this game, but just his presence out there, you know he can go for 20 in a game.
Headed to Marquette next year to play for Shaka Smart. Magwood off the ball screen with 5 to shoot. Knocked away by Yalden in a scramble for it.
Great hands by LaLu. Multiple guys not reaching, but trying to deflect the pass. They got the steal.
Walters working off the Yalden ball screen.
They got Yalden if they want him.
Instead, Glenn fires, swirls out. Got his own miss, though. Glenn taking contact and finishing through it.
And taking matters into his own hands. What determination by Caleb Glenn.
Louisville commit, a 4-star ESPN Top 100 kid. He has been one of the best players all year long in the NIBC. And now the block from Lowry. How good has he been on the defensive end today? 5 steals and 2 blocks.
Well, he's got a long frame, and he's active, anticipates extremely well. And Micah Robinson has been quiet in the second half. I think Caleb Glenn has done a really good job on him. Yalden sets a great moving screen. He does. He knows how to hand off and roll.
Glenn on the ground. And a timeout quickly taken by Pat Holmes to keep the possession with LaLu. Lakers on a 6-0 run right now. They've taken a 3-point lead with 5 to go here in South Carolina.
You want to make yourself and your body happy? Eat this.
Yeah?
Like the cilantro with the onion and the jalapeno and like the tomato. You put that in your mouth and like your taste buds go crazy.
I like crazy.
Oh, I love it.
The chicken always seems to be a big favorite. People love it.
You're not pulling it out of a box. You're making food.
Yeah. I like being able to put pride in my food and pride in my work. You get to walk right in. You see me making your chicken. This is going to be in your bowl.
This is it.
This is it. This is it.
This presentation of the NIBC series is brought to you by Axe. Smell irresistible all day. And by Chipotle. Real food for real athletes. We've got one heck of a finish coming up in our nightcap here in Greenville, South Carolina on day one. A 3-point lead for LaLu over Oakhill. And, Coach, I'm glad we've got a good one here to wrap up the day because it's a little past my bedtime. If we were having a snoozer, I might be out.
Well, we definitely don't have a snoozer. We could have a buzzer beater.
Yeah.
We got 3 more tomorrow night.
That's right.
But you love this time of the year when you hear the word March and you think of basketball. Everybody thinks of March Madness. Well, it's like March Madness right now in the NIBC. Everybody playing for a strong finish to get into Geico Nationals possibly. If they're a nationally ranked team, they want to move up in the standings. I mean, there's so much to play for when you're playing basketball in March.
Yeah, if you don't think this is a playoff type scenario for LaLu, you're crazy. I mean, they go 3-0 this weekend. They would have 2 wins over top 15 teams in the country and probably give themselves a really good case to make it to Geico Nationals.
And if they can beat Oakhill, I mean, it's a quality win.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not a ranked opponent, but it's someone who's in the next tier, or at least in the second tier.
Everyone in the NIBC is
they're
in
somewhere.
That tier.
I mean, even the first game we had tonight between Wasatch and Bishop Walsh, it turned out to be a blowout. You know, but Bishop Walsh played hard. I mean, they played with intensity. They fought. They tried. And Wasatch looked terrific.
Lowry off the screen on the inbound play. Drills the 3. His 5th of the night.
I'll tell you what. I mean, I've said it multiple times, but his shot preparation and mechanics, he gets himself ready quickly. And he's got no wasted motion in his jump shot. There's no hitch. You know, it doesn't lower the ball. I mean, this guy, I hate to say he's pure, but he has been pure tonight from the outside.
22 points on 8 field goals. I mean, that is as pure as it gets.
Yeah, when I think of pure, I think of guys like, you know, Grady Dick and Keontae George when they shot it in high school. But Lowry, I mean, just gets there, feet set, everything turned to the basket. And everything lines up when he shoots it. You know, you look for the balance, you look for the elbow, the eyes on the rim, the follow-through. He does it all. And he's got great size at 6'5".
Yalden, the dribble handoff with Walters. Shot clock at 5. Walters fading away. The tip in for Caleb Glenn. Wow.
You got to love his energy. 1 in the blue. Heading to Louisville.
12 rebounds tonight for Caleb Glenn. Josh Holloway on the other end gets the kind roll.
A lot of guys are active, but he's active and productive.
Yeah. And the second best rebounder in the NIBC, only behind Colin Murray Boyles, the South Carolina commit from Wasatch.
I mean, you talked about it. He's up at 6 a.m. shooting on the gun machine to try to improve the jump shot. You know, but when the game's on the line, he's going to what he does best, rebounding, driving, and finishing plays.
Lowry, surprisingly, is human tonight. He missed a shot. Dante Russo, Nance got tangled up with the defender but didn't get a whistle. The official just stopped play. I don't think he gave Derek Stoneman a technical, though.
No, I think he just wanted to have a conversation with him. Chipotle tonight? Yeah, I think that's a good idea. What do you think?
Walk on mine for sure.
Yeah, steak and chicken? All right, I'll see you tonight after the game. I haven't seen an official stop the game to talk to coaches, but
Coach Stoneman, either way, didn't like the explanation. He's still fired up.
And then he went down and talked to Pat Holmes. But you know what? That's good communication. May not be the way the book is written on the rules to stop the game, but I like the communication.
Yalden for 3. How about the hustle and the rebound from Bailey? Lowry, the no-look inside, knocked away by Magwood. Holloway, the speed all the way to the basket, and it was last off of him.
Now, when you get that deep, that fast, small guards, you either got to dribble it back out, keep your dribble alive, and keep dribbling, go to the other side, go to a corner, or come to a jump stop, pivot, spray it out. That's one thing all small guards have to learn. You've got to jump stop when you get deep unless you have an uncontested layup.
A steal for Magwood. Oh, he dribbled it on the sideline. Could have cut it down to 4 with 2.5 minutes to go, but instead it's LaLu ball. Walters, nice hesitation. Banks it in. Called on Zaid Lowry.
That's only 3 fouls for LaLu. Well played game on the defensive end. Even though LaLu has been shooting lights out, Oakhill has not committed a lot of fouls in this game.
Letting him play for sure.
But they need to score right now or get to the free throw line. You cannot come up empty down the stretch. Try to win this game.
Down 8, 2 minutes to go. Magwood drop off to Jones, deflected away by Yalden, and a turnover.
He's got to throw it just a little bit higher, and that could have been a layup.
A reach in on Caden Magwood. 16 foul against Oakhill. That was the last to give for the Warriors. Everyone the rest of the way is bonus.
Yeah, now Oakhill may want to foul to just extend the game and put LaLu to the line. Then you'll be up way past your bedtime. But
We're already there.
It's a strategy a lot of coaches try and use. Put the pressure on the other team to make free throws.
It looks like they're electing to not foul. And it works out. Robinson with the steal. Walters with the hustle back, and he tracks it down.
Oh, what a great play by Trenton Walters. A lot of kids lose the ball. They quit on themselves. They put their head down. This guy, he put his head down and got back into the play.
Bailey. Glenn drives, hopping through the paint. Off his own leg and back to Oakhill.
Yeah, Oakhill staff is looking for a double dribble. I don't think so. I thought he dribbled it. It got knocked out of his hands, and then he dribbled it again. And we don't have the fortune of replay in the last 2 minutes. I think it looked like a double dribble from where they were, but in front of us, I don't think it was.
Holloway. That is a quick move to the basket. One official was going to give Oakhill a timeout. The other said no. So after both teams start heading to their bench, they have to come back out on the floor. It's been a weird stoppage at times in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, the official blew the whistle a minute ago. Just decided to talk to the Oakhill coach and LaLu coach.
We also had a really weird start, to the game. Holloway the steal, couldn't get the layup.
Oh, they needed that one bad. They needed that one. Now you got to foul if you can catch him.
Glenn to Yalden. And a foul before the shot sends Caleb Glenn to the line.
I think Oakhill was trying to foul about 20 seconds ago. They couldn't catch Trenton Walters. The ball started to move. and now you foul 20 seconds later. I mean, it's something that you can watch in the offseason and learn from. You know, if you're going to foul, you foul right away. You foul in the backcourt.
Big free throw on the 1-and-1 from Caleb Glenn makes it 3 possessions.
He's been massive in this game. 17 points, 13 rebounds, and I don't want to say it until he shoots it. He's perfect from the free throw line tonight. 5 for 5 for Caleb Glenn.
Holloway saves it in. Dante Russo, Nance for 3. Offensive rebound. Robinson floats it in. And a timeout with 27 seconds left by Oakhill. We'll take a look at our player of the game now, presented by Chevrolet. And Zane Lowry did a bit of everything tonight for LaLu.
His efficiency was just absolutely off the charts. His free ball was deep and accurate. He gets his feet set quickly. He's got a textbook jump shot. Little handle to create space on the step back. His jump shot was money tonight for LaLu.
His numbers were ridiculous tonight. 22 points on 9 attempts from the field. Hit 5 threes, but 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 5 steals, 3 blocks. I mean, that is a ridiculous stat line.
It's super efficient, and that's what you want to be in the game. A lot of guys can score 22 points, but they can't do it just on 9 shots, and that's what he did.
5 of 7 from 3. Are they going to like that guy at Marquette next year or what?
And he also plays the game with a stoic expression. You know, he doesn't get too high, doesn't get too low, but you know he's dialed in. Now they have to get the ball in right here, because you don't want to give up a quick steal, maybe a quick layup or a jumper. Now it all of a sudden, the momentum could shift.
Walters is immediately fouled by Elijah Mitchell. So Walters, who's hit both of his free throw attempts tonight, is going to the line. An 83% free throw shooter, second best in the NIBC. Exactly who you want at the line if you're LaLu.
Yeah, and you mentioned it. This team is not very deep. They only play 7.
How about that? Missed free throw from Walters. Holloway. Oh, the follow-up dunk from Micah Robinson, and we got a 4-point game.
Looks like he's hobbling a little bit, Micah Robinson. And he's punching his calf. Might have a little bit of a cramp, but I'll tell you what, he didn't cramp when he got up on that possession. What an athlete, Micah Robinson. And just a focused young man. Look at him right down the middle of the lane. Sees the miss. Goes up and gets it. Now he comes down. Another blow-by Holloway. He's been doing that all night.
When he dunked it, he had the grimace on his face.
Yeah. Looked like a little bit of a calf strain. But he's made it interesting. Now for Oakhill, you can foul, but you can be super aggressive right here. I mean, you can go gamble and try to get a steal. And as soon as you can't get the steal, then you foul. Now, some coaches will gamble, then trap, then foul. I don't think there's enough time to do all 3.
They're going to try to get one trap, and then they foul Walters right out of it.
You know, LaLu caught the ball exactly where Oakhill wanted them to, right in the corner. You got to really trap it hard. I mean, you got to sandwich that guy. Don't worry about the foul. If the referee calls a foul, go to the foul line. But if you can cough up a turnover, that can change the game.
Walters missed the last free throw on the 1-and-1. This time he answers back with a make.
If you think about that, at the end of games, and you trap, you just go all out, body to body, bumping. They call it, fine. If they don't, you may get a steal.
2-for-2 trip for Walters, still 2 possessions. With 10 seconds to play.
Got to just get it up.
Magwood, step back 3.
Oh!
Drills it. 3-point game.
The clock does not stop in high school.
And LaLu did not even have to inbound it.
That's right.
But they did, and they survive a valiant comeback effort from Oakhill. LaLu gets it done with a 3-point win.
Big
Excel.
difference. Yeah, if you